4 minutes after 8 o'clock. It's time for Island Tea. Don't forget, we're brought to you live on TVC Channel 40 on the cable TV network. What's so funny?
Listen.
And it's the Invisible Man, the political animal, and
just me.
The
You see, you don't even have.
No,
you don't even have
that's the thing.
You don't even have anything for me.
Because
Wow.
there are no words.
Should I feel a little bad?
There are no words.
Azard have me cracking up. That's all I'm gonna say. Nothing else.
We have jokes over here, John.
we started off the morning with some jokes. Yes.
Yes.
You can call me the pineapple lady for today because I have the pineapple cup. If only there was something in this.
It's lemon colored, though, right?
Huh?
Huh?
It's lemon colored.
Yeah. What is the color of the pineapple? But yeah.
No, pineapples are more orangey.
Brownie, sorta, kinda.
Yes.
Oh, well,
Show them your cup, Kortensia.
This one is vibrant, but it's empty, y'all. There's nothing in our cup.
There's nothing in your cup. Oh.
You know they say whatever is in your cup stays in your cup.
Yes.
But this cup is just to make us feel summery and bright in this lovely Tuesday morning. So remember, choose to be everything that you can be today, including being great. Yeah.
Yes, I want to wish everyone a wonderful Tuesday, a terrific Tuesday. In fact, I hope that everyone is well. Those persons who are on their way to work, those persons who are at work already. And there might be persons just vacationing, and taking the day off. And so whatever you're doing, we hope that you're safe and you're enjoying it,
Yep.
Yes. And so we're here again on another Tuesday morning, Island Tea, at 9 o'clock, hoping to see the OR, the footballers, to grace us with their presence. They won the FA Cup, and they are playing right now, and they had just had a match on the weekend. And so we're going to hear from them. We're going to hear about what their journey has been like, what it is like winning the FA Cup, and while they continue to play in the matches as we see. So yes, in terms of ideas, what are some of the ideas, some of the topics that are on your mind this morning?
I'm listening to you and I'm wondering, what is the FA Cup? It's recently that I understand what FC meant, I was like, oh my gosh. Because I'm not into it. So it's only recently I honestly can say I understand it's football club.
So at the all those questions you can ask when they are here. They are the ones who are playing.
They have to tell me what's the FA Cup and what's the
We don't want to spoil. I don't want to give any spoilers. Yeah. So when they come, they'll give you all the information, and looking at the number of players that they have, persons who are on the team, because oftentimes the team by name, but the players go sometimes, if you're not looking and paying keen attention, the players go unnoticed, in terms of on a wide scale. So you might know the team, but how many persons outside of the football family know the players, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we get to see and interact and see how it goes on this Tuesday morning. In fact, there are a number of things that I see in the news. I see Venezuela has had its election, Venezuela has had its election, and there is some level of controversy over the results. Persons are saying, especially from the opposition leader, she is saying that it has not been free and fair.
No, because they're saying that they had at least 70% of the winnings, and Mr. Maduro is saying he's the winner. I even saw that they had a protest, a peaceful one, concerning his win, because most people are thinking another 6 years. How come they get 6 years though? We get 5 and 4. Well, we get 5. America takes 4, right?
It's just a thing. But what I find,
based on the laws,
I find it's usually those kind of aspirationally authoritarian cultures.
Yeah.
They always try to make the term as long as possible.
Okay.
Like look at Russia. When Russia, I remember
He's
when
never coming out.
Yeah, it's 6-year terms in Russia too. And
he's never coming out.
Yes, and he's changed the constitution multiple times.
Yeah, he kills every opposition that he has. Nobody's gonna win but him.
So you find that countries where they kind of have a passing respect for democracy is where you find anything over 5 years. Like the terms are like 6 years and that kind of thing. Yeah.
So it says here that Maduro claims victory in disputed Venezuela election. What's next? This is an article. It says Maduro has been declared the winner of the presidential vote on Sunday. However, opposition has contested these results. And this is an article by Elizabeth, and it was published on the 29th of July 2024. That's 19 hours ago. And it says, President, I will pronounce the last name, but the last name is Spanish, and that would be a tongue twister, the author of the article. So it's Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro, has won a third term after Sunday's tightly contested election, according to the country's electoral authorities. The National Electoral Council in Venezuela announced that with 80% of the votes counted, Maduro secured over 51% of the votes, achieving a majority over Edmundo Gonzalez of the Democratic Unitary Platform, who received more than 44%. Yeah. However, the opposition has disputed the results, claiming victory as well, saying that their own record indicated their candidate, a former diplomat, received 70% of the vote. Amid the turmoil, here is what we know and what might come next for the country. And here he says what happened in Venezuela. He says, and this seems like a quote. So he says here, I am Nicolas Maduro, re-elected president of the Republic of Venezuela, and I will defend our democracy, our law, and our people, Maduro said after he was declared the winner of the presidential vote on Sunday. Maduro claimed that Venezuela's electoral process had been the target of a failed massive hack by a foreign actor, which he refused to identify. He asked for respect for the sovereign life of Venezuela and for the popular will to be respected. Meanwhile, opposition leader Maria Machado also claimed victory in the contested election. And this is a quote by her. It says this: "This is the truth, and my dear Venezuelans, this is the Venezuelan election with the largest margin of victory in history. Congratulations, Edmundo." It's Machado said, referring to Gonzalez. In the coming days, we'll keep on announcing the actions to defend truth.
But there were also demonstrations, I heard.
Yeah, peaceful ones though.
Yeah.
But you see what I said about the 70%. And why is the count just up to 80% though, Jamsa? Shouldn't it be a full 100% so you can definitely know who won the election?
Yeah, because that's
cheating.
Of course. And
but if he's claiming that he already secured 51%.
Yeah, and you heard they say 40-something% for the next to show
40.
the less, right?
Well, he made sure, of course, he's passed. You could say
yeah, once you pass the majority, I mean, it's a done deal based on his claims. I'm saying, because she's saying that based on the results, they should have won 70%. But based on what came out, he said that he secured over 51.
And you realize he's talking about defending democracy. That's like a shark. That's like a shark proclaiming that he's going to defend the tuna in the fish in the sea.
Yeah, he's not going to eat that one.
Yeah.
So this is what the article says. What is expected next in Venezuela? It says Venezuelan law grants independent witnesses the right to stay at polling stations until they are verified the count and receive a printed copy of the results. However, the opposition reported that they received results from only 30% of the polling stations. And they're saying the electoral body has yet to release official voting tallies from 30,000 polling centers, hampering the opposition's ability to verify the results.
Imagine the opposition couldn't even have their own public meetings. They they basically, you see like how he had the big fancy things, they had little stages on things that they were walking around and talking about. They were not allowed, according to what I read, to have open air meetings like he was doing.
Yet he's defending democracy, right?
Yeah, I know. He defended himself.
But then I heard, I'm sure I heard there were some polls before that showed him losing.
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
Exactly.
She was saying that based on the polls and based on what everybody was saying, that it should have been a landslide victory for the opposition. But he's saying that he has won. Yeah. And that's why they're saying, you know, that's why the contention is there, because based on previous polls, it highlighted that,
people want him out because they say a lot more Venezuelans are going to start migrating with the amount that would have left already, because it doesn't make sense. They said the minimum wage in Venezuela is 130 when it should be, when most people need at least $500 to live off of, and that can't work.
And before I went to sleep last night, I was watching Laura Coates, and Venezuela came 3 times. It was Laura Coates? No, it was It was the girl Abby Phillip before.
Okay.
One person was saying they were condemning what was going on, and they also pointed the fact that a lot of the people coming through the southern border are Venezuelans just fleeing Venezuela.
Just trying to get a better life.
And when you listen to these stories and you listen to the news and what persons are saying, they're saying that a lot of Venezuelans are leaving the country.
Yeah.
A lot of them hoped, if the election went otherwise, in terms of the opposition securing the win, that they would have returned home. They're saying that the economy has plummeted under the time that he has been there.
And the inflation is through the roof.
And so a lot of persons were hoping that, you know, there would be some change. And so they're seeing migration in great numbers outside.
Yeah, people are going to leave.
People are leaving, and people are now with this, they're taking up their bags and they're going.
They're going. So not even over the bags. Leave that. Let's go.
So I'm here looking at this article about Caribbean passports improving their rankings.
Yeah, I think it's just doing well.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I'm just going now. So Barbados is number 1.
161.
And Guyana.
I bet he got that from Loop News.
Yeah, Loop News. Well, Guyana as well. So Guyana and Jamaica are now in the list for the first time.
You
top 10, really.
But I'm wondering, Guyana has oil now. I'm trying to figure out.
Jamaica has oil too, actually.
Oh, I was wondering how come the two of us made it in there, you know. And then I said, okay, Guyana have oil, but I have to find out what resource Jamaica has that suddenly pushes them up there, because, you know, before nobody looking at them like that. I saw a story last week about. I had it tabled for us to talk about, but apparently they found oil. I think it said 57 million barrels somewhere, and there might be more. Oh, good.
But it's not based on resources.
I don't think.
If you read the article from the beginning, it shows what it's based on. It's based on visa-free scores. So here it says that.
But Guyana and Jamaica can only go to what I remember seeing in the article, 89 countries. We can go to 157,
and that's why we are at
number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah.
And so it's not based on resources, but visa-free access.
Yes.
Yes. So them having oil and whatnot is irrelevant to this.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Oh, so we were tied with St. Vincent.
I was actually shocked to see we were tied with St. Vincent.
It just means that Jamaica perhaps is improving its diplomatic relations in terms of on that respect, and Guyana as well. And then it could be as a result of what you guys are saying, the fact that, you know,
resources are being people are going to invest more in the country.
And persons. So
Guyana and Jamaica are tied.
But the ranking is based on visa-free access, and of course there will be factors that contribute to that.
I was actually surprised that Antigua was below us.
It's always been
surprised.
Actually.
You find?
Yeah,
we've been pretty up there.
We've always been ahead of Antigua.
In fact, I think we've been
in
the top 3 for some while.
Remember, we couldn't go to Canada before Antigua. Antigua could have. We got a little leeway when we were told we couldn't come without visas. Like we got a couple months, right? But when Antigua got cut from that, they were cut today for today. So people who had flights couldn't go. And I remember taking a barrage
So I
of
mean,
passports.
they were easier on us about going to
Yes.
Canada.
They eased us into it. So if we had trips, remember we could have gone for a couple of months and then they said that was it. They got cut today for today.
So
Wow.
Barbados is number 1, Bahamas is number 2, St. Kitts and Nevis ranks as number 3,
Along with St. Vincent.
with St. Vincent, number 3 as well. Number 4 is Antigua and Barbuda. Number 5 is Trinidad and Tobago. St. Lucia is number 6. Grenada is number 7. Dominica number 8. Belize number 9. Guyana and Jamaica
Number
reached
10.
10.
So we actually improved 2 points. We were number 25 overall before.
Yeah, we're number
now
23.
number 23. Yeah.
Barbados is at number what, 20 now? Because they were, I think they were
Barbados,
22.
Yeah, they're 20.
Yeah. Oh, my mind is not that bad
It's
after
not
all.
that bad.
Yeah, because I read it.
Yeah, and,
And it's stuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have that memory.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jesus. It's working.
It's working.
So let me see what Guyana and Jamaica were before. So they were Guyana was now, like we said before, they're both tied for 10. Guyana was 59 before, and Jamaica was 60. So now they're now 55.
That's
so
a big leap.
So they now joined 55.
They joined 55. What were they before, you said?
59
And 60?
And 60.
So they're 55, number 55 now.
Yeah, both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I thought it was number 10 because I'm like, what? Jump from
No, number
where?
10 for the Caribbean. but
Caribbean.
Yeah, okay.
Overall.
Okay,
yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So they jumped
That's what
about
I
4
meant.
spots.
Mm-hmm.
And St. Kitts was what, 20?
25. No,
We're
23.
now 23, so we jumped 2.
Everybody seems to have gone up, actually. I don't see any slippages here.
Well, were any slippages
Grenada-
reported though?
Yeah, well, no, not in the top 10. Because
No.
Grenada went up 1.
Mhm.
Dominica went up 2. 232 from 34.
Okay.
Belize went up 4 spots. They
Oh.
were
Last
52 and now they're 48.
Oh, nice.
So this result is from 2024, yes. In 2022, though, St. Kitts and Nevis was number 2 in the Caribbean.
Oh, so we dropped. So Bahamas took our spot.
Yeah, Bahamas took our spot. We've had, looking at the article in 2022, right? So this is the 22 results. We have not moved in terms of the number of visa-free access from 2022 to now. So based on this article,
157.
So there might be other factors.
no, what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. We had access to 157 in 2022.
Got you.
We still have access to 157
So
in
none
2024.
has been added.
So nothing has changed. We were
Okay.
second in 2022. The Bahamas was third. But Bahamas has jumped from 155 in 2022.
Ooh.
Yes.
To
To
158.
158.
Is 158 they have?
Yeah,
that
currently
was
from based
159.
on 2024. So they jump 3 visa-free access destination spots up. So that's why, because I was pretty sure that we were 2 for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can't go any, as they say, it's number 1, it's number 2, and it's number 3. As they say, 2 is not a winner, and 3 nobody remembers, but that's not true, because 3
And so-
normally gets a bronze medal.
Yeah, in 2021, we were second again. So 2021, we were second. 2022, we were second.
2024, we're now 3rd.
We were third.
So there's St. Kitts and Nevis.
So I'm wondering if
Fourth
maybe...
is not a space.
Yes.
So that's
We're
what I'm
third.
saying. There might be some other factors at work. but
Fourth is just a number.
Because I'm thinking Bahamas would have... Is it that Bahamas gained...
They gained.
They
access.
gained.
We just
access
said
that we didn't... That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
I'm
we couldn't
surprised. I would have
gain.
thought that they would have had like
More
pretty much
access.
maximum access to a lot of other countries,
We've been doing well.
given who they are.
We've been
Yeah, and the
doing
fact
well.
that we were above them before, and we know everybody likes to go to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So I could safely say, based on the stats, Jamster, you listening?
I'm listening, yeah.
Kortensia?
Yeah, we're listening to you.
Since the change of administration,
Oh,
we have
Jesus.
not gone up.
I
I was gonna come in.
knew that was coming.
Listen.
We
I
have not
know
got- we have
AZ
not-
like I was
we have
like
not,
I was
we have
waiting
not
for that
improved
beat.
our
Yeah,
number.
I know he needed. I know he was taking out the
Yeah, so
syringe.
be careful. He said
I knew he was
2021
taking-
and 20, and I'm looking at him
Yeah.
like,
I knew he was taking out the
Soon.
political syringe to give himself A dose of serum.
I'm just stating.
When
the
it's
facts,
Azard's
guys.
turn, I'm going to remind him. Azard, how many countries have you
But
gotten visa-free access to, sir?
But Kortensia, as the young people would say, the young people would say, where's the lie? There has been no.
The young people says that Jamster, where's the lie?
Stop putting words in the people's mouth.
You've never
The
heard
young
that.
people will get
You've
you
never heard that
as
expression, Jamster? You've never
I've heard
that?
where's the lie, but I
What?
am not sure.
About
I've
the
heard
young
it
people?
amongst the youngster.
Yeah, of course. I've heard
Okay,
that.
I'm making sure.
I've
So,
never heard that.
I am just, that was my observation when I read this. I don't know. I'm sure.
They
Pretty sure
said the
that you
school
guys.
children. They said the
Yeah.
school children
Hello,
say.
brother man. Remember these things recorded and in history, no?
So we've been at 157. We were 156 in 2021. We had a jump in 2022 to 157, and then 157.
since.
Yeah, since then.
Okay.
So congratulations to Saints and Nevis still for maintaining that.
Yes, we're still doing well.
Yes.
And hopefully we get a few more countries added.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So we promised the good doctor, right, that at 8:30 we would fill in for her. But I've
So-
not. So we have to do something this week,
We did?
And unfortunately, today for sure.
We could just do
For
some.
sure, for sure. I forgot my
It
phone.
would have been nice if
Yeah, we
thing
could
would have
have
been a
some
nice
facts.
fill-in.
You want?
What's that?
Chevrich. Maybe we could get her to call. No, that would be a good.
I
You know.
know. I know.
Talk about
But
the health stuff.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yes. It will be good. It will be
I was
good.
hoping she'd come today. Let me see if I can.
Yeah. But you know what we could do? We could take a short break now, and then when we come back, we think about some medical things that we could talk about, just for a few, just to touch that topic. So, Jamstar,
Take us out.
shut it down for now.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Summer is heating up with CIBC Caribbean. Enjoy a sizzling hot cart summer when you spend with your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card. Lucky winners will receive prizes including hotel day passes, staycations, dinners, spa days, cruises, and much, much more. Each time you spend $200 or more, you'll be entered for your chance to win. Apply today for your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card. Terms and conditions apply. Visit www.cibcfcib.com/hotcardsummerskn. Promotion ends August 31st, 2024.
Chip, chip, chip. We wanna get chip, chip, chip.
Give your little smartie the perfect smart start for their future with CHIP, the child investment plan from TVC Financial Services. Invest in your child's next step, and we know what's next is always changing.
Chip, chip, chip. We wanna get chip, chip, chip.
CHIP is a long-term plan with no minimum deposit, no monthly commitment, and you're guaranteed a special high interest rate per annum.
I want chip. I want chip too.
Visit TDC Financial Services today and get CHIP, the child investment plan, providing the best head start for every child.
Chip, chip, chip. We wanna get chip, chip, chip.
It's raining money over here. Grab and win up to $1,000 in the Pick 4 Money Machine. Here's how. Spend $20 or more on Pick 4, including the Mega Ball. Drop your tickets in the boxes provided or scan the QR code to enter online. And bam, you get a chance to grab up to $1,000 in cold, hard cash. So play Pick 4 today. Available at Caribbean Lottery outlets island-wide. Must be 21 or older to play.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, hover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, don't want to run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
This message is sponsored by the Australian Government, AusAid, and produced by NEMA in collaboration with WINNFM.
Well, we are back. I just had a good dance, you know.
They saw my lint roller jamster. I had my lint roller jamming out with it.
Yes.
So I did see.
What did you see?
No, I was just thinking. I had some stuff that stored up from weeks ago. Like health stuff. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, we've had something.
We were going to jam a little Parkinson's over here, and then you can make sure you get your stuff too.
Yeah.
What? Did I give away something? Okay. I'm done. All right.
Yes.
I think I gave away the topic.
I don't think Jamster realized anywhere. Jamster.
What?
So I wanted to do a little quiz, medical quiz.
Oh, sure. No problem.
And so Jamster, what disease affects males more than females? Told you he wasn't listening.
Well, it's probably prostate cancer. That would be the easy one because females don't have prostate.
He's got a point. Dun, dun, dun.
That's a trick answer because I know nobody can argue that, even if I could.
Oh,
I couldn't think of anything.
Jamster went the smart and safe way, so I really can't even get him for that. But no, Jamster, it isn't that.
That's not the answer we were looking for.
Okay, let me take another step.
We're looking for a disease that affects both men and women, but affects men more.
Yeah.
Heart disease?
No.
Well, the main one. There's several, but the main one. The main one, and we went to Google, so yeah.
No.
You didn't hear me say something just and Azard was like, "Oh, don't," and I'd be like, "Okay, I got nothing else to say."
No, go ahead. What you have in mind?
Oh, it's Parkinson's. You didn't hear that?
Affects men more?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this disabling neurological disease affects about 50% more men than women. So we just wanted, and having said that, let's look at some of the most common health conditions affecting men in no particular order. And these affect a lot of people too. When I say a lot, they are females as well, but heart disease, diabetes, stroke, liver disease, cancer. They have here HIV and AIDS, and they also have pneumonia.
I wonder. I can understand the HIV and AIDS. Fellas, don't get me. we know the caution that we take. Most gentlemen don't take. And again, gentlemen, don't get me, but it's true. But pneumonia got me.
And they say here, and this is a banter. Banner Health. This is an article for Banner Health, and it says here 6 conditions that affect men more than women, and it says it's not you, it's biology, and it says 6 health conditions that affect men more than women, and here heart disease. So Jamsa, it says heart disease is the #1 killer for both men and women in the U.S., but men develop heart disease a decade earlier than women on average.
Wow.
Yeah. The next one is Parkinson's disease. So it could be that Jamsa, because you said heart disease. Oh no, you said heart disease at one point in time.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So it says men are 1.5 times more likely to have Parkinson's disease than women. So it says in Parkinson's disease, brain health and function becomes progressively worse over time. The muscles begin to slow and stiffen, and your body will shake uncontrollably. So that's another Says here, melanoma. It says over the age of 50, men are more likely to develop this as opposed to women.
That's the type of cancer, right?
Yeah. Says, while skin cancer is the most common diagnosis in the U.S., it is also preventable. And he says here, women tend to have more proper skincare regimens and be more proactive when it comes to the regular skin checkups than men.
Yeah. We need to get you gentlemen to the doctors.
Yep.
James, I don't know. I can't remember his name.
It also says gout and kidney stones.
Gout and kidney stones, yeah.
So gout and kidney stones, it says here, gout is a type of arthritis caused by too much uric acid in the body. It's most common among men and tends to appear between the ages of 30 and 50. Women's bodies tend to flush out uric acid. Therefore, gout is less likely to develop.
This guy, he's normally on Men's Health magazine. He's full of tattoos. When I heard that guy said he had a heart attack, Jamsa, I was shocked. Because the man's in tip-top shape. Where does somebody that looks this good get a heart attack from?
I could tell you from living among them, right? I find that it always flabbergasts me that North Americans are so ignorant about health. I learned a lot of these things in boys' school. Basic things like, for example, sugar is not the enemy. The body needs sugar. The body breaks down everything into sugar to run and turn the sugar into electricity to run the body. And it's amazing to me. And fat, the way they treat fat. Fat is like, all fat is fat, meaning
all fat is bad.
They are good fats, they are bad fats. And you see the amount of people I knew, people I went to school with, people I worked with, who they have all these crazy ideas about food and they think they're being healthy and they're not. They drink, they guzzle Diet Coke all day, and they think
Diet Coke is not healthy.
They think that's healthy. You drink water all
another
day.
one, right, is pancreatic cancer. Men are more likely to develop pancreatic cancer than women, and this may be due, at least in part, to higher rates of smoking in men.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I and as you rightfully say, but you look, I can't remember his name, as I said. Folks, I forgot my phone again.
Yeah.
Because I had all this information lined up.
That guy is clearly a gym rat, but he's something. I mean, he could be
the guy from the Men's Health. He looks. When I tell you, he looks good, and then he's not big, so he's nice and muscular and well shredded, right? But then he had a heart attack.
It could be something as simple as, take for example, he might not realize that.
Did he survive?
Yeah, he's alive. Okay. Yeah, he was talking about it.
Okay.
So I was actually shocked to see that somebody that I sure everybody tried to emulate seeing him on all the Men's Health cover and think he's doing everything well, and then he said he himself was shocked because he thought he was healthy. That was the last thing he was expecting to happen to him, for him to get a heart attack.
I know people who try to cut all the fat out of there. That's not good, because that's going to cause neurological problems, and it's going to cause heart problems, because the heart needs omega-3 fats, for example, that you're going to get from sardines and like salmon and
But keto encourages you to eat a lot of fat. So the keto diet, doesn't that encourage you to
fats,
eat?
Avocado, olive oil, stuff like that.
So you know what would be good? We need to get a nutritionist in here to speak on these matters.
Maybe we can get the good doc to collaborate with one when she comes back. Folks, she should be back next week.
Yes.
So, and then we can have a chat.
Yes.
Because we need to eat healthy, man. We're eating fast now. We're just going and picking up the food from all over, and we're not sure about what's in these foods. And my husband told me something yesterday. He said, it's our mouth that gets us in trouble, And I could eat a lot.
We are what we eat as well.
Yeah. And he says, do you realize when those people go on naked and afraid, how they come out slim? He said, well, are they eating food? And I'd be like, no, they're basically scrunting. He said, yeah, so you see, it's our mouths and the food that we put in it that get us in trouble. So we really have to be mindful about what we eat.
So we have a caller. Caller, you're live on Island T. Go ahead.
Good morning, Island T.
Good morning, Jam-Down.
Leaving the ganja tea alone. Because these shiny, they're experimenting and not smart,
Oh, boy.
When you watch movies and watch the lab, they work in something.
Mm-hmm.
Island T.
Yes.
We want to show out there to the public.
Could you comment on what you just said about the Chinese experimenting on us?
Well, from since they're selling this food, you see, a lot of people are dead.
Oh, jeez.
A lot of people ain't getting younger, you know, they're dead in. Go up in the hospital. Jam store. I watch and see what's going on. Don't let the Bible close on us.
Not so.
Josephine say don't close. Island T. We want to let the tourism minister know. It is that big shit that they want to pull off and poor entrepreneurs. Where Simmons tried to uplift in the early 80s in the Pelican Mall. It's not going to work. And I don't think we're going to take it. If they're going to use that place to give it to the Indians, them over Port Zante, well, I believe I look in war with poor people. So now how are you coming? Because it's a big talk, and I'm not going to let these things work easy once we got the better life here, you know. In this country, that is not going to work. Kennedy Simmons reformed the whole warehouse to put poor people in there. After he was had intention to build the Port Zante. And if that's the trick, young girl Marshall, it's not going to work on jam down. So you better understand that, and who advising you. And if my Indian friend them, see right, jam down and sit down on that just so it will work so, you know. Or you pay all your money over there. It's not going to work like that. There we do it properly. We're not enforcing the country. Marshall, you got the poor people in torment in 60 players and put them back. I want to go. I support that, but 60 players. The players need to fix. You got two bathrooms down there full of all. The poor people are going to the bank in the Pelican Mall can't use the bathroom. I have seen them pissing up themselves. And you're putting them over utensils. Putting the tourists them over utensils. The tourists them say, not leaving when they're going back to the ship. Not even around the utensils, them cleaning properly. And you got cleaners down there. It's a problem. And Jam, you want to talk in this country, you know? None of them shut me up down here. And when I go down the card in who I'm going to address that, what is joke? Have a good day. This is Jam Down talking.
Okay, Jam Down. Thank you.
People defender.
Yep. Thank you for your contribution.
Okay.
So what is
thanks for your help, Wayne.
Yeah, the bathrooms are not working.
Yeah, well, I was being sarcastic.
Oh
so,
boy.
Yes, thank you for your contribution, Jamdong. And Jamdong has been an advocate for, I think he speaks about the Cardin home a lot. He speaks also about
on tourism.
The tourism, Port Zante. He works very hard behind the scenes to keep the place and surroundings clean. And so we appreciate what you do, Jamdong, in ensuring that, the place is kept tidy.
And he's fighting for the poor people, as he says, the poor people
of a
defender.
lot of things that are happening. He advocates on behalf of others.
And what you don't even know, he brings to fore.
Yes.
So, and I like the fact that he holds those accountable at the helm.
So here it says, St. Vincent PM hoping for CARICOM statement on the Venezuelan election. Remember we were talking about Venezuela and the issue there in terms of their election. And here we have Ralph Gonzalez, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He said on Monday, today is what, Tuesday?
Yeah.
He said that on Monday, he's hoping that the Caribbean community leaders will issue a statement regarding the outcome of the presidential elections in Venezuela. Gonzalez, a staunch ally of President Nicolas Maduro, said he has already issued congratulatory message to the Venezuelan leader and is hoping that CARICOM leaders who are meeting in Grenada for their 47th regular meeting will do so also. We've already called Venezuelan governments to congratulate them on the victory of Nicolas Maduro, Gonzalez told the media corporation, adding St. Vincent and the Grenadines is going to issue its own statement.
There's a text here. There's a message here. Someone saying, "Why is our country still supporting this dictator?" That's my question too. Honestly, I was never on board with the Caribbean support of Cuba and Venezuela. From even as a kid, I just never understood it.
Because of the
communism and all that.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just because you're in the Caribbean, you support. I mean, I was never on board with it.
But
I was never on board with the Venezuela support either.
it was
Yeah,
really
they gave us some money. So, I mean, the way our politicians think, I shouldn't be surprised because dude slips him a check every now and then. So.
Oh boy, I was looking at how he rose to fame, and he was a simple bus driver. So I even thought for a second, I was like, I wonder if he bossed the people around in the bus too. And then he joined the union when Hugo Chavez was in, and then he became Hugo Chavez's right man, and that's how he has his prominent reign as a politician and president of Venezuela. So you don't have to have it all to rise in some places.
So I want to see what they're gonna put out a joint statement, and I want to see what they're gonna say, because like the same person just commented, how do you win an election with a 9% approval rating? That was nonsense. That was the thing I heard.
Yeah.
9%.
That's why Mr. Gonzalez says they're the winner.
Yeah.
They're the winner.
Yeah, I was never a fan of
to each his own.
Chavez. Never a fan of Chavez. Never a fan of Castro. Never a fan of the mindless support of Cuba. I'm sorry, it was never. Call and go right ahead. Okay. I guess they'll call back. It's 8:45. Yeah, I was just never. I don't. I mean, I know. I mean, AZ, I know. This like, I know this running a country is a minefield, especially in terms of your foreign policy and the positions you're gonna have to take given the conditions on the ground. But still,
Well, we speak of CARICOM. I see Curacao and Martinique just joined as associate members, I think. Good morning, calling you live on Island T.
Good morning to everybody.
Hi, Greg.
And greetings once more in Jesus' name.
Amen, brother. Greetings.
Amen. Amen. And now, see, people normally think very funny. And the reason why I think Cuba and Venezuela have a lot of support in the Caribbean is simply because a lot of people think that, well, they hate America. A lot of people hate America for their bad policies and the destruction that they do all over the world. And that include under both parties, Republican and Democrat. And because people hate the nonsense that America has been doing over the world, and rightly so, hate the nonsense that and evils and wickedness that America has been doing all over the world, they automatically think that if a nation opposes America, that nation is automatically good. Be it Cuba, Venezuela, China, Russia, whatever. And that is where people do go wrong, not because A is bad and B opposes A, mean that B is good. Both can be bad.
So in your view, the United States is bad?
Well, of course, you can't be going around the world killing people, leaders, overthrowing countries.
So which country would
dictators?
Greg, which country? Okay, yeah, which country would you say is good?
Which country would I say is good? I wouldn't say any is good right now, but I would say there are degrees of badness, and I think one of the least probably countries like Switzerland that normally, well, I don't know about now, but historically they have known to take neutral positions, including in the world wars and so on. That's one of the reasons why Hitler didn't attack.
Okay, so what's your position? We're talking about Venezuela here and what is happening in Venezuela. What's your position or your view based on what you've read and what you've noticed. We, of course, we only could go on what we know from what we have read, and we're not there to know. So, what is your view on based on what you have seen, heard?
Well, I'm gonna be quite honest, including especially the election situation. I have not been really behind it in keeping up with it. But Maduro has been, and Chavez, they have been very bad leaders. Very, very bad leaders. There is no good communist or socialist leaders. And but obviously that don't make America good either.
But how is America in this, Greg? We're talking about Venezuela.
Yeah, we didn't mention the Americans.
We're talking about Venezuela here. We're not talking about America. We're not even talking about American politics at this point in time in relation to what is happening. So how are you bringing America in this?
I guess to compare.
Well, yeah, to compare. But Venezuela, the socialist policies has been destroying them. But the American sanctions and Venezuela has been doing some negative to Venezuela.
Let's not make it about socialism, because socialism is... let's talk about the authoritarianism. Socialism is not the problem. Because all of the democracies in Western Europe are socialist countries. And they're on...
No, I disagree. But not the Scandinavian that let people off to bring up. Not the Scandinavians. They're not social. They have social programs. Yes, like welfare and
so that isn't that essentially socialism? If you have robust social nets, welfare systems, and so on, is that not socialism?
No, that ain't necessarily make your economy a socialist.
I never said the economy is a socialist economy. I just said
that's what I'm saying.
The governments take care of their people.
Yeah, the economy are not socialist.
France is a capitalist economy, but they have robust socialist structures in place.
Even though you might have social policies, it doesn't overall make you a socialist country.
Exactly. Right. So I wouldn't consider Cuba. Cuba is a dictator. Not Cuba. Well, Cuba is one too, but Venezuela.
Since we're talking about
is a dictator.
So
Cuba is socialist.
Current self-declared socialist states, and these are the Republic of China, the Republic of Cuba, the People's Democratic Republic, and the Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
I can't call China.
What about North Korea?
You like North Korea?
I haven't seen that.
Greg, you don't like North Korea?
They're all dictatorships. They shouldn't bring socialism into it.
North Korea is run by a demon.
Oh, but the demon is friends with your big friend? Or your big friend? Or your big friend is friend with the demon? Yes, Mr. Trump.
A lot of these leaders.
All the leaders in America, they're nice up to dictators when it suits them and convenient for them.
Really? No, the only person I see nice up to a dictator.
Oh, no, but he's right. Greg is right.
But the only person I've seen nice up to a dictator in recent time would have been Gregory's friend.
America is the cause of...
So this, Greg, this list here and this other list here puts North Korea in that, they put it at every communist country in the world. So this is communist. Every communist country in the world has here China, North Korea, Cuba, Vietnam, Laos. Yeah.
So Venezuela doesn't make the cut?
Not as communist.
No.
Okay.
And I wouldn't consider them socialists either. He says it's socialist, but I wouldn't consider them socialist.
When Hugo Chavez took over,
it's a dictatorship.
When Hugo Chavez took over, a lot of the celebrities and so on in America and in other places were holding up Venezuela as a good socialist model.
So communism and socialism are political and economic systems that are related but often confused with each other.
Thank you.
Both reject capitalism in favor of wealth equality, public control of means of production, and economic power for the working class. Here is how socialism and communism compare in theory and practice. So take away communism and socialism We don't say that's political and economic systems that shape certain ideology. Both reject capitalism. One way the communism differs from socialism historically is that the former caused the transfer of power to the working class through revolutionary rather than gradual means. So the former, which is communism, is historically the transfer of power from the working class through revolution rather than gradual means. Socialism gradual.
What Karl Marx said, Karl Marx says socialism is the way and the step onto communism. That's what Karl Marx said,
Says here both communism and socialism advocate public control of the means of production, although socialism allows for continued existence of capitalism in some parts of the economy. In reality, communist systems have not been very successful to date.
Thank you.
But Karl Marx says socialism is communism is the end result of socialism. Socialism is a step moving in the direction of communism. That's what Karl Marx said. And I think Karl Marx knew what socialism and communism what they're about, because they're based on his theories.
But for practical purposes, I think most sensible economists and from a lot of these let's say European countries recognize that you only get things to work if you have practical hybrids of capitalism and socialism. So you don't go full bore on either. Well, they probably you could say they even go more full bore on the capitalism than the socialism. But the socialism is the architecture of socialism they use tends to work for their purposes, because these countries have a robust social nets to help their citizens. They pay higher taxes, but
Johnson, let's deal with that. These Scandinavian countries, they have been cutting back on the social programs because they have realized that the social programs is actually negative on the economy, and they have been cutting back and rolling them back over the years.
Well,
so that's something that should be considered. And the taxes, and you know taxes in America, they don't say tax the rich. In those Scandinavian countries, they say, well, everybody is getting the social program, so everybody is taxed.
So for those persons listening, because it's a very deep conversation, we hear the basic terms. When we look at communism, basic terms, communism is the philosophy based on the equal distribution of wealth among nations, citizens, and common ownership of all property. In particular, it calls for the control of the means of production, such as manufacturing and agriculture, by the working class. Its ultimate goal is to achieve a classless society, at which point the state would wither away, in terms of government, would wither away. That sounds like something Gregory likes.
No, but that's impossible. Because how is it possible to create a classless society when people are different to each other? They're different in strength, they're different in IQ, they're different in all sorts of stuff. So how are you going to create a class? A class is simply a group of people sharing a certain trait.
So socialism encompasses a broader spectrum of political beliefs, but shares communism's emphasis on equitable distribution of wealth among citizens, as well as public ownership of the means of production, though not necessarily all of them. In that sense, socialist programs and policies can exist alongside capitalism in a society which is less likely in a communist system.
Thank you.
Socialists may or may not see a communist system as their end goal.
Thank you.
I'm gonna tell you. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Countries that have moved further away from socialism, the economy developed, the poverty cut, especially extreme poverty, and they're talking countries like China, India, and those and other countries that have even Russia.
Do you know you have to pay for healthcare in China? Healthcare is not free in China.
Okay, so Gregory, just to bring around the discussion, because we have our guests from the football, the Old Road, Old Road Jets, and so Old Road United. So, let me ask you, based on all the discussion, what philosophy you support?
Okay, very good. Thank you for that question. Based upon the teachings of the Bible, I support free market, capitalism, and based upon the Bible, taxes are really supposed to be voluntary.
Okay.
And the government is supposed to be limited and very small.
Please write to our government officials.
Fascism, they're all
send your recommendations that they're supposed to be voluntary. Send your recommendations.
Listen to this libertarian.
Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for your contribution. We're going to prepare for the next segment, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks for your contribution.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you for your time, too. Thank you.
Yes.
There's so many times I've had to say to, sometimes, like when I comment on these things on, say, YouTube, I tell people you need to go and look up. Because some Americans, and that's the funny thing, they're on different sides of the issue, but Mr. Maduro clearly doesn't know what the definition of socialism is. And most Americans don't, like Republicans and so on. They really do not know what the definition of social. They bandy socialism about like an insult,
but,
and like it's.
But many times, it's a mixture between socialism and capitalism in terms of, which economy would you say it's directly one full?
Not really. Yes. Which is what I was saying. You find that most countries have settled on a pragmatic hybridization of capitalism and socialist structures, and they work very well. So
we're going to take our break, Jams. Though we're going to invite the team in.
I think there's only one person out there so far, but I don't know if
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9 Win FM.
Here are your Horseman's Value Mart IGA specials.
Running July 25th to August 7th.
Now our Value Club Blue Tank specials. Nutella hazelnut spread, just $13.99. Essential everyday chicken and beef broth, $8.99. Almond breeze, almond milk, $16.99. Essential everyday fries and hash brown patties, $15.79. Essential everyday frozen fruit, just $16.99. Essential everyday napkins, just $12.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. Essential everyday ketchup, $4.99. Essential everyday mayonnaise, $19.99. Kool-Aid jammers, $13.99. Pedigree canned dog food, $10.49. The Colgate toothpaste, $7.99. Dial soap, $11.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Watch the trail of the insect stop when you spread out that pop. Flying, crawling, insects are falling when you spread out that pop. Nothing comes close to pop. Pop, the Caribbean brand. Pop, the #1 brand. Pop, the baddest in the land. Nothing comes close to pop. When the root bugs get in your way, pull out your pop and give them a spray. When you want insects to stop, nothing comes close to pop. Pop, the Caribbean brand.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Good morning, and we're here. Of course, we have with us a representative from the Old Road United Jets, And we have the coach of the team. Just recently, I said this morning that the Old Road Jets, they won, the United Jets, they won the FA Cup. And of course, Kortensia, my co-host, had questions in relation to what is the FA Cup. I told her we're not going to have any spoilers. We're going to wait until the footballers come here, or the representative from the team, and then we're going to go into the discussion, and then we're going to save it for there. So tell us, Mr. Morris, give us your background, give us your information, tell those persons who are listening who you are. Yes.
Well, a pleasant good morning to each and everyone. And first of all, let me say thank you to the good people here at Win FM for inviting me here, and you of Ireland Tea as well. And also to those who are listening by whatever means, I just want to say a pleasant morning to each and every one of you. Well, my background goes so far. But if you want to talk about coaching, I must say that it started way back in 1993 when I first became a teacher at the Dr. William Connor Primary School. You know, usually being one of a few males on staff, then you get thrown into the fire with sports, so cricket, netball, football, whatever it was. I was given the task of basically dealing with the kids at that time, and I fell in love. Many afternoons after school, I would just stand on the veranda at Dr. William Connor's Primary School and look over and look at the Village Superstars team training. And that in itself helped me to fall in love with coaching. There was one time when I would have broken or shattered my tibia and fibula, so I could not continue playing the sport. And so I basically said, well, let me see if I can continue giving back to the sport that I so love. And so that is when I basically started the journey. And then thereafter, I started getting more integral and doing many coaching license, coaching certificates, etc. And it has been a very good journey so far. I've coached Village Superstars, Washington Archipel FC, Connery FC, and now, well, I had a brief stint at one time with my home team in Spurs, just for about 2 months there or so, and then now I'm presently at the Old Road United football team. So that is about basically
well,
it.
Congratulations. I say, Mr. Morris, I remember you when I was a child at the Academy Primary School. It's no longer there, but you were the coach assisting there. So I remember you from very small. As I'm looking at you, I'm thinking, you know.
He's found the fountain of youth. I, when I was in school, he was a teacher too, and I'm thinking, my gosh, Mr. Morris, you're doing well, man.
Yes, thank you for that. And many of my students would say, well, Mr. Morris, what is the
secret, right?
The secret.
Yeah.
I honestly can't say. I just live day to day.
Maybe it's the coaching and the football and the moving around, you know.
So tell us about the program. How many persons are part of the team, the Old Road United Jets?
Well, the team is made up of players and executive members. So it is a large team, but we have about, on paper, registered, we have basically about 35 players.
35 players.
Yes, 35 players. It would be a blessing in disguise if we could get all at once, but we never do get 35 players for whatever reasons. You know, some of them may have traveled, they have other engagements and so forth. And so their livelihood comes first, and so it's not every time we get all 35 persons on the playing field.
Okay, and when you say the 35, I know that there are persons you guys do, you trade us and you get, you know, you might scout persons. So tell us how many persons are actually from the Old Road community, from and neighboring villages who are part of the team?
That's a very good question, and that is something that I was wrapping my mind around even when I was coming here, looking at the ratio of players who are homegrown versus those players who are from outside. And yes, we may look, gone are the days when, for me, football has been more or less territorial or basically central approach, where Newtown would have all Newtown players, Connery all. If you're going to compete, you're going to need to bring in persons. But presently, the team is about, I would say, about 80% homegrown. So it's basically between Boyd's, West Farm, all the way down to Halfway.
Yes.
So it's about 80% homegrown.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
80, and if you have 35, 80% is about 28.
Yes.
So that's a good number. That's the majority. And so the team, you have been the coach for that team for how many years now?
I think it's the last 4 seasons I've been a part of the Allwood football team. I think it's about 4 seasons, yes.
So 4 seasons doesn't equate to 4 years?
Sometimes no. Because sometimes some seasons cut short for whatever reason, and so, you know. Right, so... But it's basically about 4 years as well.
How has been the results since over the 4 seasons? Tell us.
All right, I think it started 2019, 2020, when I decided to give, before that I decided to I was at Connery FC, and for some reason I just decided I needed a break from football. Right? And so...
Look at you now, go ahead.
I took the break, but something special happened during that break. I was transferred from Basti High School to the Verchais High School, and I met some players there, some very, very good players, and lo and behold, during my break, I sometimes, again, because the pastor is just there after school, maybe that kind of person doesn't go straight home. I went down to the pasture and just sit down and watch them train many times. And then one of my students present, he would have come to me and say, I don't think it's time for you to give up the game. We need your help. We need your help. And so I started thinking about it, and thereafter another, and it's then I gave in. All right, and so that is how I became the coach of the Allwood football team, and it has been quite a journey thus far. In the first season, I could tell you that even though for me, my basic philosophy for the team was basically to play beautiful attacking football while not negating their defensive responsibilities. Yes. But lo and behold, yes, we were able to score goals, but we was giving up goals in abundance as well. So I could recall, I think, in the first season that I was there, we scored about 43 goals, but gave up 47. That is a no-no in this kind of in this kind of area. Then the following season, we were able to turn it around. We still continued to score goals, but again, even though the goals against was high, it was now on the positive side, so we were able to have a better goal difference. Until today now, come to present time, we are the best defensive team in the whole federation.
Congratulations.
Right? So we have scored, for this season, we have scored 38 goals and only give up 14 goals. So that is something tremendous. So when you look at when you look at it, that is less than 1 goal per match. So presently that would have set us some 0.78 goals, less than 1 goal per match. So that is uncalled and unheard of, basically.
Let me ask you, because you're talking about progress, and you're talking about how you're able to look at the shortcomings of the team and being able to look at those shortcomings, improve on it, and now achieving the success that you're achieving. How is the retention rate for the players? Because, you have 35 players. Persons may leave, persons might go to another team. What about the retention rate? Do you find that you have a high retention rate over the 4 seasons that you have the players?
Well, it is, I must say that is up and down now and again. It fluctuates. Sometimes you're able to, but one of the key things is that once you're able to keep your core together, that is the most important thing. And Allwood have been able to do that. So you have been able to keep the core together. What I find interesting is that those persons who tend to move on is those who don't believe in what you're doing, and those persons who don't want to be disciplined. And so, and for me, I break down discipline quite simply. It's just basically doing what is expected of you, even when you don't want to do it. And so, because many of them could not have fit into that, they decided to take another route. And so, we praise them, we thank them for the time that they would have been around, and wish them all the best nonetheless. But for me, it's a give and take. You'll always find that players would come and players would go. Once you see a team that is striving and doing well, persons would gravitate to those teams. And so Allwood is one of those teams. I can tell you that persons would be looking forward to coming to play with the Allwood football team for many seasons to come.
Okay. So what has been the positions in the various seasons? How have you guys done?
Right, good question again. For the first 2 seasons, we finished a paltry 8th. We were unable to make the playoff then, but however, we would have been able to turn it around in the last season. We would have placed 3rd. We were able to make the Super 6. That was then what was called the Super Six. That's the top 6 teams would have advanced to play for the championship.
Yes.
And out of that 6 teams, we were able to finish 3rd, so which was a great accomplishment for the team. After finishing 8th, we now went 5 spots ahead and came 3rd, which was, as I say, history in the Old World area, never before. And so we would have accomplished a great feat. We had, out of that a number of our players would have got national call-up, etc., etc. Now, come to this season, we are presently, the league was rebranded to now a Final Four, so it was no longer a Super Six. And so therefore, if you really wanted to be in the nick of things, you had to ensure that you was on your game at all times, because it's now 2 teams less, so you now have a Final Four. And not only that, the league moved from 12 teams, where you had 12 teams in the Premier Division. It now went to 10. And so again, you really had to hold your own. And so each round of football, even though we played 2 rounds of football, each round was very, very important. And Old World was able to hold our own. And now, we finished 3rd in the league itself, but now we are into the Final Four. Sadly, we have played our first match last Sunday, and it would not have been a result that we were welcoming, but nonetheless we go on and we look forward to the next match day.
Yes, because just last week Old Road won the FA Championships. For those persons who don't know about the FA Championships,
like myself,
could you give a brief definition of what it is?
All right, it's simple. FA means Football Association, right?
So you know, but I doubted myself.
But what it is, it's basically what you call a knockout competition. Simply means that you lose, you finish. Okay. All right? And for me, I've always said that this is the hardest cup to win, because it means that this is one match, you don't come out on the winning side, then you rest for the next season. All right? And so because of our position in the season previously, we did not contest the first, I think, 2 rounds of the FA Cup, so we had to bye straight to the round of 16. So it means then in order to get to the championship, then it means that we had 4 matches, the round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals. We had in the round of 16, we had a first division team in Mantab. Then I think we went up against Cairn FC. That's the team that would have defeated us in the first match of the Final Four. We were able to defeat them and move on. Then we had Spurs, and then we had St. Paul's in the finals, which was a greatly contested finals, I must admit. But at the end of it, Old World FC was the victors, and we are grateful. Again, it's another great feat. Never before has that team won any silverware of that magnitude, so we are grateful for that feat as well.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations to the team. In fact, it shows that the hard work is paying off. And
definitely.
So it's in the results. And always something with football, you beat one team today and then the next day it's a whole new ball game. You don't know, you know.
It's which team shows up on the day.
Yes. So you won, the team won, the Old Road FC won the FA Cup. They're coming into this match on Sunday, very hyped and very, on a high, having won that. What do you do in moments of loss? How does the team rebound in moments like these when they have on a high and then they've lost a game?
It's a very good question, but I want to tackle it this way. Usually I would say to my athletes is that in winning there's losing, and you have to be gracious in defeat. And once you're gracious in defeat, then you're able to know where your shortcomings were and deal with them on the football field. Because if you're going through a season and you're just winning, you become complacent and you feel like you're doing everything well. And so once you lose, and there's an eye-opener to things that you've been doing not so well and you needed to tweak and so forth. So it is a balance where we try to strike with the players where, hey, we got to understand these are the things that we did not do too well. These are the things that we have to work on. But sadly, though, I think we was thrown a curveball, per se. And when I say that is that usually a round of football with 10 teams, each team is allowed to play 9 matches. That usually spans at least 2.5 months, right? But for some strange reason, Old World United, the Montreal, let me give the proper name, the Montreal Clean Right United Old World Jets FC, as I said, was thrown a curveball where we were asked to play a number of matches in a short span of time, which took a toll on the players. And if we were to look at what happened on Sunday against Cairn, you could have seen that the players was drained physically as well as mentally. And so that really took a toll on the players. And I know for sure that the football loving public, they too who came out to watch a very good game of football was disappointed. We were disappointed as well with the way that we would have showed up on Sunday. But nonetheless, we push on and we go again. But as I said before, in losing, we know what our shortcomings were, and we were able to deal with those. And so we are presently dealing with the situation at hand and looking forward to go out there tomorrow evening and give the football public, especially the growing fan base of the Mancheville Farm Clean White United Old Jets FC, a better showing. All right, and so yes, person also might speak about periodization, but you can't periodize if you don't know. And so if you know ahead of time what is expected, then you're able to put your plans in place. When are you going to do rest and recovery, etc., etc. There was one period where the team was asked to play three games in 7 days, and another time 3 matches in 5 days. That's really, really uncalled for and unheard of. And in an amateur setting, we need to change that. I don't think that there was a level playing field where that is concerned. And if we look at the 3 games we have to play in the Final Four, coupled with those last 7 games that we would have played, it means that Allwood will be playing 10 matches in 36 days. When usually you're asked to play 9 matches in 72 days. So just imagine that.
In moments like that, and of course, it gives us perspective as to why results are what they are.
Definitely.
Especially when you're looking at it from an outside perspective. You being able to break down that and being able to analyze it and tell us the reason. For my question would be, what do you do in terms of recovery for these athletes? Because you talk about them going through matches and having a short period of time. What is the recovery process like?
Well, where that is concerned, we would have liked to be in a position where we are better able to handle the rest and recovery, but we don't have all the luxuries. We could talk about things like ice baths, even using the hot springs in Nevis, beach recovery, those kind of things, having resistant bands, rollers, those kind of things, resting, knowing when to do this, when to do that, etc., etc. But as I said before, from what we would have seen, what would have transpired on Sunday, it would really be difficult for me to ask the players them to come back on the pitch, to go back to train, knowing that we have another match in the next 48 hours. And so basically we would have taken the decision to just take those 2 days and just bring it back down to go up again. And so the players, we are engaged. Just later today we'll be journeying over to Nevis to visit the hot springs to ensure that the players, again, the muscles are well relaxed and ready to go for the next match day. So,
that's nice.
Like I said, it is not topsy-turvy. Is not the picture. Is not the perfect thing we would like. We know that there are some other clubs that have the luxury, but we don't. And so, if there are any benefactors out there who wish to come on board and join the FC, the Allwood FC, so that we could have these things at our disposal, we'll be grateful.
Let me ask a question too. You're the coach, you've been there for 4 seasons, you've seen the ups and downs, you've seen the improvement. What is your end goal? What is your vision as a coach of that team? You know, what do you foresee to be your pinnacle of success at the end of the time?
Well, it's quite simple. It's just basically to be at the top. You know, it's a competitive environment, and presently we have persons who are able to compete. And once you have players that can compete, then the only thing to do is to compete. When the time comes when probably that these players are over the threshold, then you look at rebuilding. But presently, I think that we have a crop of players that is able to compete and to be the number 1 team in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And so that is basically the end goal. And we will be pushing. And as I say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. And so we have taken the first step. We have won the FA Cup. We are still in the pick of things in the Final Four, and we trust and hope that the results go in our favor come tomorrow evening, and then we look forward into the next match as we always do, 1 match at a time. And so that one match at a time would get you to the where you really want to be. Because one of the things I always instill in my players, if you don't know where you're going, you will end up someplace you don't wish to be. And so once they're able to see that, then you're able to have them to play for you as well, and you get them believing in whatever philosophy you have.
Mm-hmm. If there was one thing that you could ask for that you don't have in terms of the resources for a team, what would that be?
Better technology. I mean, at times you want to tape your practices to just go over it with your players, because sometimes you say to a player, Kortensia, you did not move to the right at the, and she said, no, coach, I did. Mm-hmm. But when you're able to show her now, you say, oh, and then she said, oh, yes, coach, you're correct. Okay, next time I have you. Mm-hmm. And so that is something that is plaguing a lot of us, a lot of the teams. And once we're able to get that part, because we have to move with the times, and even the background staff, as I say, even having the technology, if you don't have persons to use it, then it's a waste of time. It's just, you're going to just be sitting down there. And, so, if we could beef up the technology and having the correct persons to ensure that it is used in the correct way, that could go a long way.
What do you see, you've been there for 4 seasons, in terms of what do you see for most of the players, when they leave the football, and not even just to Old Road Jets, but in generally, as you've been in the sports field for a while, what are some of the persons who have done well, who stand out for you in terms of on a grander scale? When I say a grander scale, they have left the area of sports in terms of football, so to speak, and they're now out there, maybe regionally, internationally, or otherwise. Anyone stands out?
If you're speaking to the present team, I can't really speak
over the
much.
years, I mean.
But I've coached both males and females, and so there have been some females who have done well. They have gone on to better themselves. Presently, I think there's one who's a pilot right now in terms of, There's Iquan Fraser as well, who was at the Met office. He would have went off to Barbados to do a stint there. So he was a player that we have missed greatly. Mm-hmm. He was rock solid in our defense, and he left us. He have not played a game this season, and he went on and he would have done well in that course. And we thought that we would have him for the player, but again, his work asked him to do further training, and so now he's in Antigua as well, doing further training for his job. So that is a player that we would have lost and missed greatly. There are times, again, we could speak of other players, but I really don't want to pinpoint and leave out anyone. So I thought that question would have caught me. And I really don't have the information per se at hand, but I believe there are some players I could really speak to from all the different teams that I've, because even we could touch on when I was at Village Superstars, because it's not only from Old Road, but Village Superstars. We had the national team captain, Jelani Archibald. I was the one who discovered him as a goalkeeper at Dr. William Connor Primary School as well. And I could tell you the story about him. The school team is training, and he's there just leaning upon the goalpost. And I said, this guy look like he's interested, So let me go and pitch a question to him. And he's like, I said, you want to be a part of the team? What do you like to do? What would you want to do? And he said, goalkeeping. And he was made, and now he's the national team captain, and he's playing professional football. He just signed another contract in Honduras, so that is another story we could talk about. And the story is gone because there are others.
Yeah, and I can imagine how many persons you've touched and how many persons have gone on to do so much great things. Yes. And so just wanted to highlight, especially when we talk about crime and violence, and this doing sports, being able to be active in sports is an avenue in which persons can do so much with their time to reduce their, the downtime.
That
and
is so true.
Usually when you have downtime is when you are so influenced by other things that aren't good.
That is so true. And that is why we should not discard any players. I mean, it's not everybody learn at the same rate, and so you just try to just work with them and hopefully that they stand straight and narrow, like you said. So that is something that is very dear to me as well.
Let me ask you a question. So you're a self-taught coach, or did you take any coaching?
Yeah, like I said, initially I taught myself, but then thereafter as I said, I started in 1993 as a teacher at the Dr. William Connor Primary School, but it took me about 3-4 years thereafter to basically do my first license, which was the SKNFA. SKNFA. It was a local license, thanks to the present technical director, Mr. Leonard Taylor, who is, again, he's doing his second stint as a technical director in St. Kitts, but he was, along with Jeffrey Hazel, who is the director of sports, he was one of them who basically ensured that I would have moved on because he would have seen what I could have done, and he invited me to some sessions, and everything just went from there.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, Mr. Morris, I know that you are quite busy, especially as you have said that there's a game tomorrow. You guys are heading to Nevis, and so I want to say thank you so much for taking the invitation to be here and telling us about the team, the journey, and we do hope to hear more from you on upcoming invitations.
I thank you very much, but I would really be not so nice of me to leave without sending sentiments to our sponsors, the Mancheville Clean Right, the Mancheville Farm Clean Right, and who have been a tower of strength for us. They have supported us throughout everything, the journey. The executive members of the club as well, who have worked behind the scenes tirelessly. They also must be commended. And we have seen a fan base that has grown tremendously. I could remember when we started back in 2019, 2020, when you go to games in the park, you're looking in the stands and there's 4 or 5 supporters for the whole team. In 4 short years, that number has grown to almost 100,000. And when I say 100,000, I'm not joking. I mean, 100,000 for us cannot fit in St. Kitts Nevis. But just Sunday evening, just Sunday before we played our first match, there was thousands of persons from Venice Beach, California, wishing the team well. Persons in Europe wishing the team well, wearing their OR jerseys and so forth. So the fan base has grown by leaps and bounds, and so we must say kudos to the fans. I know they can be a stickler for results. They're very result-oriented type of person. Right.
Most fans are.
Right, very much. And so some of the time they rub you in the wrong way, but it's all in the taste of the sport, and you just have to take it, You just have to take it. You take a big stick now and again, but you have to bounce back from there because you have many persons to answer to at the end of the day. So again, the sponsors, the executive members, the fan base, and then to the players, I really could not have done it without them. You are the real MVPs. What you do on the field of play, day in, day out, you are the real MVPs, and we just want to wish them all the best as we go into our next match come tomorrow evening.
Yes, congratulations
all the
on the success that you have had so far with the team. And I do want to wish you well as you continue to work with the team. Yes.
Thank you as well, and thanks for having me again.
No problem. Yes. So that's it. We had with us the Old Road United Montreal Farm Clean Right. So, guys, stick and stay. This is the end of this segment, but we have more to say. Thank you so much. Yes.
You're welcome.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Magnum, my brand. Everybody put your Magnum in the air now. From you a drink Magnum, let me see. Take charge of things now your place now. From the river to the beach to the street. Hot Magnum when me have in a me hand there. He are a sipper, she tell me sweet. Look for me watch for your quick time check. Yeah. Right now a Magnum for your beat. Enjoy yourself every day of the week with a Magnum. My life I forget sweeter. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Feel the magic happening.
Campari.
Taste. Something incredible happens when Campari is mixed just right. Like Campari and orange juice poured over ice. Taste it. Try it tonight. Bitter, sweeter, better. Campari. Must be 18 years and older. Drink responsibly.
This is the official invitation to the conscious party.
Get conscious, get down to business every Wednesday with Conscious Business. Join the Conscious Musical Reasoning with Selector Highest, Strictly Positive and Conscious Music and Conscious Business on WinFM 98.9, winfm.com. Vibes include Business Education Corner, Business Quote of the Day, Agriculture Time, and Mama Love Chat of the Day. Conscious Business is brought to you by Like New Steam Cleaning. You too can get exposure and awareness for your business when you call WinFM's sales department to advertise here. Conscious Business is positive growth.
That's a little Bruce Scarrett. Crab Hill is the name of that track. Yeah, the late Bruce Scarrett and the Lime Eagle Project. Hey guys, yeah.
Hey, good day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just coming back from the break.
Mm-hmm. What are we chopping up now, Jamster? Oh, Jamster, you know, you remember we were talking about the Shadow Beanie, right? You know, I saw it in
Shadow Beanie, yeah.
Yeah, it has a name. Oh my God, Jamster, I just had the name for you.
Because I know it has another name.
It has a name. They had it in there. I was supposed to get it and bring it for you. Don't ask me why I don't have it.
You have some in the yard? Yeah,
no,
that's what you said.
No. The one that I saw that
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw it somewhere in a yard too, you know, but not in my yard.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw it in the actual refrigerator of. It has a name. Oh my gosh! And see, I don't even have my phone to check the name. But I'm thinking, should I get it for Jamson?
Yes,
I'll come back and get
That's
it.
what the Trinidad
So the
ladies
next time
use,
I
right?
go, I'm gonna get it. But it's sold at ODB. It was in their fridge. That's where I saw it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I said, I wonder, because I smelt it and everything. I said, okay, this is it
This
right
is
here.
it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they have the Shadow Benny. But I can't remember the scientific
What name?
name.
What name they
It
call
starts
it?
with C. Google something. Google it.
Wait. Cilantro?
No. Cilantro is not Shadow Beanie.
Well, I
Shadow
don't
Beanie
know.
resembles, dandelion?
Yeah.
It resembles that minus all the cuts in the leaves. It's a bit round, and the edge of the Shadow Beanie, it's sort of rough. Shadow Beanie.
And it's a C.
Yeah, the scientific name is a C. As soon as I get my phone, I'm going to send it. But I saw it in ODB, and I said, I wonder. But I'm going to look for it again.
I go in there all the time.
Yeah, it's in the fridge.
I was up there last week, and I went back there looking for breadfruit fries, but...
Oh, okay, yeah.
To the back by the
it's
fridges,
in the
yeah.
fridge with the tomatoes and stuff. It was right at the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, Lord Jesus, this and some pineapple
Yeah,
and
I
some
was
pepper
wondering.
and some salt. Ooh,
I
la
have some,
la. Ciao.
I have some the red lentils home, because I used to make dal all the time, right? All the time. I think I had
So
stopped.
the yellow peas?
Yeah, dal.
Okay,
The-
okay.
the
Just making sure. You said red peas.
Yeah, with garam masala and everything.
Yeah.
And the sour
Okay,
cream
okay.
and
So what?
Yeah.
No, you lost me at sour cream.
Full
We
bore.
don't do dal with sour
But
cream.
some recipes you just have like a dollop of sour cream with the.
I guess if you're going really authentic, because
Yeah.
the butter chicken having, what is that, sour cream or yogurt or something white in it?
Yogurt.
Yeah.
Yogurt is actually an Indian invention.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Because they have these, when you go, sometimes you get these tandoori
The word
lollipops
itself is an Indian word.
with
yeah.
a mint yogurt with
Yes.
some-
I love that
la, la.
mint thing. Oh God, yes, I love that mint. That mint thing.
Getting
That is
hungry,
why.
yeah.
That is why. Like I always get impatient with people who are not open-minded with food.
Yeah. Oh, because they don't want to eat what they don't know?
Yeah, because, I mean, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
It's like I was watching something on, I think it was Twitter, with some of the Jamaicans in Paris, the team, and they were complaining about the food and so on.
They're not going to like it.
And talking about the chicken. Okay, I could understand. I think Oblique Civil was talking about how the chicken is.
You know, some countries boil chicken.
Yeah, the chicken is not it's just white. Yeah,
boil the thing. It's just white. Yeah, and you can see the purple coming up.
Yeah,
I think
that's crazy to me.
Or is it the Lebanese? Is it Lebanon?
No.
Yeah, Lebanese or Syria. Someone of the two. They just boil the chicken and then they have yogurt soup. They use a lot of yogurt too. They make a yogurt soup. I didn't like that at all. I tried it, but I didn't like it.
Food with discovery is like one of the coolest things. I mean, what's not to like about at least trying something once? Just be open-minded.
My favorite Lebanese thing would be a shawarma.
Shawarma, yeah.
I like their garlic sauce. I love how they do their fries. I love their baklava. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Remember the shawarma joke in Avengers?
No.
Where Iron Man, at the end, where Iron Man, he said, listen, if you get through this, I'm gonna buy everybody a shawarma at the shawarma place around the corner.
Oh no! I remember that part.
And then they had the final scene where
they all had shawarma.
You see them sitting eating with the foil. It was pretty funny.
I enjoyed the shawarma in Antigua. There was this place at Jabberwock. There was a beach. I don't remember the name of the place, but I enjoyed the shawarma. I enjoyed the garlic sauce.
In Antigua, right?
Yeah, Antigua's full of shawarma places.
They took me to this one. It was close to a whole house.
Yeah.
I don't know what that has anything to do with anything. But anyway.
I think I know where it is. It's on this street. I think it's Popehead Street it's on, actually.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, I think that's...
It's just across from it.
And it was nice.
You're correct. You have the exact location.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, how come we don't... I was like, how come we don't have shawarma in St. I didn't say anything to the guy, but I was like, how come we don't have this in St. It's something as simple. I mean, because I used to eat that all the time in Canada and New York and so.
Yeah, because you have a lot of those persons over there.
Yeah.
That's why I see Shawarma King. I always wonder if they sell shawarma, but I've not literally gone and checked.
Have you ever had falafel?
Maybe I did, but I can't. What exactly is it? Tell me.
It's a Middle Eastern dish. I used to go by this Israeli guy who used to sell it right next to Starbucks where I used to do my internship.
Maybe I did, but I don't. What I'm thinking in my head.
It's a vegetarian thing, but trust me, there's the people who screw up their faces when you say vegetarian. They have to eat the falafel and then tell me, and then they might have to discard all their ideas about
what it is.
Oh my God, really good.
Lord, I'm feeling for a shawarma now with all that garlic
tahini sauce and. Oh.
I don't think I like tahini, One of the spice hit me wrong. Yeah. My sister, she cooks nice with it, but I can't. Yeah, my palate hasn't gravitated to the taste. So
it's nice.
When I see all these healthy things and it includes tahini, I'm thinking, not me.
I remember this girl I used to date. She took me to, and there was this person just. I met her when I was doing my internship. I met her and she came there, right? And there was a Japanese restaurant right around, literally, like if I was, let's say if this was where I was working, it was like the courthouse.
Okay.
Like the shawarma place. I saw it, not shawarma, Japanese.
You said.
So
yeah.
I remember I had first beef teriyaki. And you ever had that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right.
It's only now I don't eat. I tell you, I don't eat it like that.
You don't eat it like that now. No. But that's the thing. If you eat the food, right? When you live abroad, it's so interesting because you can just try.
The only meat because I used to eat at this Japanese place in Puerto Rico.
Oh, there's a call.
The only thing I couldn't gravitate to was the duck. I'm not.
Duck.
Yeah.
Oh, he broke it, right? He broke it. You bought it.
Because I'm just wondering, is he not hungry? Is he not a foodie? But he does. Jam say he makes us foodie looks like oh my God. All
he's over there rolling his eyes. What you guys say?
He's not a foodie like us, Jamster.
Caller, go ahead. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey,
good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I got a interview here. Now, this climate warming or global warming and climate change, all that things. The Prime Minister continued to state
that due to this climate change thing, we have less water because less rain fall. He also stated that due to climate change, we have more storms than we normally get. Now, my dilemma is this. If the storms, because it's a fact, it is the storms, the annual storms, that brings the rains. So if we are getting more storms due to climate change, then I don't understand how we have less water due to climate change when the rains bring the water. I'm a little bit confused about this climate change thing, because something is wrong with the words that we're using.
Yeah, but then wouldn't you say?
The weather change. Yeah.
But would you say? I mean, when you consider that we are also using more, consuming more water as well, so that would be a variable that would affect that as well. And also, it's hotter too, so then more water ends up getting
evaporated.
Evaporated and all of that. We have less water.
Probably is hotter.
I mean, of course, the evaporation itself affects the weather again, so it's
Cycle. Too is more houses, is more water consumption. I understand that. If the water issue is due to lack of say water storage, so the water that is being pumped is not enough to distribute. I can understand that.
I could see.
But to tell me we have less water because of climate change, and we have more storms, which is the water, due to climate change. That sounds confusing to me.
I mean, I could see your point about, because I know, and I'm sure you know too, that a lot of water goes to waste because of lack of catchments, right? I mean, there's all these places around the island where a lot of water just runs down to the sea, down, through the guts and gullies and so on, without any catchments.
In the ponds Needmos area, where the well field for the aquifer is located, I could understand that. Because see what happened is with all the development, the water that formerly would go and soak in the dirt up there and go in to recharge the aquifer is now running in the drains to the sea. That is actually, for me, a major factor. We look at the water running from that area. All that water formerly would have gone into help to recharge the aquifer.
That's a good point. The problem, though, is, I mean, the drains aren't exactly, pristine as far as hygiene and so on, right? So, but I get your point, because along with urbanization, but I see what you mean with urbanization. With urbanization comes
water from the rain.
I get what you're saying.
Before it didn't go in the drain and
exactly.
run down the bay,
Because I mean, for
all that concrete.
Exactly. I get your point. Exactly. Because if Valley Mat wasn't there and all that built up area and whatever, all that water would be recharging the aquifer. So I see what you mean.
Yeah, but the climate warming thing, I got to like, it's my dilemma. Me ain't really understand how the weather cause less water and the weather cause more rain. Okay. That is really the message I getting from it.
Okay.
Well, I think. Well, here's the part you're forgetting. Maybe you're not factoring in. I've always said that I don't think the government does a good job of gaming out how much more gaming out the load factor for utilities when you have, say, you have a whole new subdivision like a housing project and maybe more businesses and saying, well, oh, okay, there's 50 houses here. Why we need to maybe get another generator for electricity, or we need to have more water storage because that's going to equate to this much more water being used and so on, you know. So I don't feel that they do a good job at that and plan for that. What do you think, Messiah?
I'm listening to you, though, right? And I agree with you.
Yeah, I
think that really is the problem. More water storage.
Exactly.
Rather than it's simply because of the weather.
Yeah.
The weather, I mean, I agree, it's hotter. So it's more, I mean, evaporation. But we live in the tropics where this kind of weather on and off is not really new, you know, except for the clouds and kind of sky, you know.
And then, you know, you realize the other thing I think that is contributing to the power outages we've been having over the last few months is because more air conditioners are running. I think that has a lot to do with it too.
I felt that on Sunday when I didn't have power for about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, because more and more people have air conditioners in their rooms.
Because it's hot.
Yeah, because it's hot.
Yeah.
And then you have all of that running. I always remember, I don't know if you were here, you might not have been here, but I remember the night Obama won, right? we had a power outage. And you know what they had attributed it to afterwards?
Everybody was watching?
Yeah, all those TVs being on.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So at the very moment when we knew he won, the power went island-wide. So,
okay.
Yeah. So, and the same thing is happening with AC units for the last few months.
Well, we need them.
Yeah.
But I felt it not having my AC unit when the power went on Sunday. Listen, it was hot. It was hot. It was hot. It was hot.
Oh, so it's not me. Yeah. Sunday was pretty hot. Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday was roasting, man.
Yeah. Caller, go right ahead.
Hi, good morning, James.
Hey, what's up? What are you doing?
Good morning.
Yeah. Oh, AZ had to leave for court.
Morning. How are you?
Oh, he left. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have nothing pertaining from the Jewish student to him a question. Yeah, I'm listening. I am listening even to the political debate beyond our borders. And it is interesting, Jamster, because I listen to one of our ardent callers from time to time, my Christian brother Greg. I'm wondering how Trump's appeal to the Christians to him.
It is very odd to say the least.
Huh?
It is very odd to say the least.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see, you know, how that unfolds. And we're seeing that Kamala Harris is making strides in those real states that really will come down to give the final say in the terms of the election. Like even Georgia, and getting out the young votes, and we know what we call the what's the word I'm looking for? The demographics. Women makes up 50-something%. How is it? How is gonna cut there? Young voters, the Gen Zs. You know, would Kamala Harris would able to pick up more black voters now that they're not as Biden and Trump anymore?
But I heard a lot more people went out to register. I can't remember the exact number that I heard, but I heard they got a lot of new voters.
Yes.
Yeah, we heard of the 170,000 new volunteers. We heard of the 200 million and new donors who have attribute probably 1/3 of that $200 million. That's all those are good indications.
Yeah. I'll try to get the numbers and bring it.
Yeah, we are hearing
I
about
don't want to
those,
say the wrong amount of persons that signed
the
up.
Rust Belt states, you know, like Michigan and all those areas. We are hearing about the 3 scenarios that she was able to pick up votes in those areas. So speaks volume. That's her voice, her VP pick now. Her VP pick, because we see, if you have to make a comparative analysis with Mr. Trump's VP pick and what would be Kamala Harris's VP pick. For one thing, I could say she will pick a VP from one of those states that is very critical and crucial. We're talking about Pennsylvania. We're talking about maybe Nevada. We're talking about Wisconsin. Those are some of the critical states that if she has to pick a VP from one of those states, that could give a booster to that state when and turning it towards the Democrats.
But you know, the other thing, like we had, there's a guy that had to bow out yesterday because he said that a governor, I don't remember what state, but his lieutenant governor is a Republican. So
yeah.
So
And
you
he
know,
endorsed
and,
her.
yeah, and so then you have to think about, for example, the fact that whoever she chooses,
But he
you have to
gave
make
his
sure
reasons why
they have a
he
Democratic
gave
governor.
His reasons why,
so that
5 reasons why he didn't agree with Trump, and he gave his reasons why he agreed with Kamala. He just didn't say that he endorsed her and that's it. He gave his reasons why. That is interesting.
yeah, I think she's gonna pick Mark Kelly though, the astronaut.
Where he's from? Pennsylvania?
No, he's from Nevada, I
Wisconsin?
think. Nevada.
Nevada.
Yeah, that has a
She
Democratic.
has a list.
That's Gabby
She
Giffords'
has a-
husband. Gabby Giffords' husband. So that she was shot. You remember, she was a senator, I think, and she
They
got
have
shot.
a short
and-
list about 5 names I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, and then the good thing about him is that because they have a Democratic governor, then the governor will appoint, because he's a senator, the governor would appoint a Democratic governor would appoint a Democratic. So, but I feel like he will
Because
be.
besides the presidential race, there are gubernatorial race and other race that is up for grabs right now. And not only that, the Democratic, they're looking at getting full control of the Senate. So that
Yes,
they
because
can pass laws.
exactly, especially those proposals that Biden has about reforming the court and introducing term
It's
limits and so
interesting.
on.
I'm just wondering how Greg felt about Trump telling the Christians. Come out and vote, Christians. There are Christians in the day, but they have on this long white gown in the night. Yes, that's the reality about it. Greg has this tendency to say, well, there are no Jews, there are no Gentiles, there are none, But he sees all people as equal. So when Trump said Christian, I wondered if he referred to him too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have on this long white gown in the night and Christians in the day.
Yep.
Okay, I forgot. Let me take
All
another.
right.
Okay, great. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Oh God, I lost the call.
Got a couple
they're
minutes.
back.
They're
yeah.
back. Okay.
Caller, go right ahead.
Morning.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, right. I listened to your debate on communism and socialism and capitalism, and I just wanted to point out that communism and unbridled capitalism, those are extremes. They're unsustainable.
Absolutely.
They're unstable.
No argument from
And
me.
so, right, and so you should. The socialism, I think, represents the correct balance. And even within socialism, you can have different shades.
Exactly.
Okay. Right.
Which is what I was trying to point out. Yeah.
Yeah, and Greg if we have perfect government, which I think in his case is no government, what would be the reason for dying and going to heaven?
Exactly.
So he should be quite content with the status quo, to be quite honest, right? The thing with communism, though, and capitalism, and the same thing with socialism to some extent, they all require that everybody else have the same system. Otherwise, they are threatened, right? It's as if, you have to be the only system because all the others are going to have some kind of attraction in one way or the other. If you're too much into capitalism and you have the wide disparities of wealth, that is unstable and people are going to rise up. Similarly, if you have the extreme of communism, it's unnatural in that, I think Greg pointed this out, that people have you can't say from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. That is just not a natural phenomenon. People are very different.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So I think there's some balance in there. I think the problem, the reason why you have the toss-up between those extremes, like I said, is because they each require that the whole world have that system. And so you always have these toss-ups, these conflicts between East and West and communism and capitalism and so on. All right? And so socialism, I think, represents the best of both worlds. Not perfect, but the best of both worlds. And that is what I think we should really be striving for. As for the Venezuela elections, I can tell you that if we have mass demonstrations on the street, there's no way Maduro can stay in power. Okay? I don't know. The opposition is claiming victory. They were always going to do that. I don't know if, in fact, the elections were free and fair. Okay? But
Don't you find it curious that he announced, 51%. Well, we know we have 51%. We're just counting the rest. I just found it very convenient that it happened to be 51%.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, sure. He said I think the opposition was 44. I don't know who got the rest. But the point is, you can bet your life, even though, for instance, the United States seem to be staying out of it, that they are behind the scenes.
Dick Durbin made a comment, though. He's not staying out of it.
Huh?
Dick Durbin made a comment. He doesn't believe it was free and fair.
Dick Durbin did, but the U.S. government they made basically expressing some concern, and but not the strident kind of thing like last time where they just backed the opposition. Okay, so that was interesting, and what was also interesting is that Brazil and Colombia, which are left-leaning governments, have themselves expressed concern about it. So, like I said, if he did not win squarely, there will be mass protests, and it's going to be he's going to eventually fall. I don't think he'll be able to continue.
No.
And in the final, because in the final analysis, even though he claims to be socialist and so on, regardless of the system, if the people are not benefiting from it, people are going to rise up. Whether in a democracy or dictatorship, dictatorship might survive a little longer because of the army, because of state power behind them. But eventually they must fall. Okay? And similarly, in a democracy, if the people don't feel themselves as beneficiaries, if they feel that the wealth is going to the elites or the government is self-serving, they are going to, in a democracy, 5 years, they have the 5 years or 4 years, whatever, they would make a change.
And you always have to give the side eye to countries where the terms of government are 6 years. Anything over 5, you have to, and you can see demonstrably that countries that tend to have they're totalitarian leaning countries. I mean, look at Russia. They went and changed it. Yeah, they went and changed it to 6 years, and now, because these guys want to be, they want a term to be as long as possible without looking, That's
the hardest thing for politicians to give up is power.
Yeah.
So that is not surprising. That is why you should have checks and balances, right? You can really go to the extreme. Of course, even when you have checks and balances, like you realize what's happening now with the Supreme Court in the States, where they are almost in collusion with Trump, essentially.
Yeah.
Making decisions that obviously favor him. So those kinds of things have consequences. When he knew what he was doing when he appointed those conservative judges, right?
Yeah.
And so it's always important to have checks and balances.
Yeah. Okay. We're out of time. Imagine the worst possible person to get to appoint all these judges. It's just wild to me.
Yeah, right. The worst possible.
Yeah.
But tomorrow I saw something on the internet with barbecue. I think he wants to have a conversation with the Kenyan police that's in Kenya now. He was well dressed, so
really?
I will try my best not to forget anything tomorrow and have everything I have so we can chat about that. That is the next happening thing that I saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's wishing you a nice day.
You too.
I will.
NAZ. Have a great day in court.
Go home and have some breakfast.
That's you? Okay, enjoy your breakfast.
All I had was a banana and my tea.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna you made the appetite ready for the breakfast now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some eggs or something. I don't know.
Oh, nice, fancy. So, folks, remember it's Tuesday. As Jams always gets me for saying this on Tuesday, but choose to be nice. Choose to do something special for yourself, for someone. Just choose to make today great.
And
have
choose
a good one.
and choose to have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Enjoy your eggs.
Bye. See you.
Editor.